Lab-grown meat, which can also be referred to as cultivated or cultured meat, is real meat that's grown directly from animal cells. These products are real meat, made without the need to raise and slaughter animals. Cultivated meat may sound like a thing of the future, but it's closer to reaching supermarket shelves than you might think. In fact, the first piece of lab-grown meat hit the world stage in 2013 when a team at the University of Maastricht presented the first hamburger produced by bovine stem cells. At the time, this original burger cost more than $300,000 to create. But researchers found that 2 years later, they were able to reduce the cost to $11.36. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, the world population will surpass 9.1 billion by 2050, at which point agricultural systems will not be able to supply enough food to feed everyone. But could lab-grown meat help fill this void? Here's what we know so far. According to researchers in the Journal of Integrative Agriculture, lab-grown meat is made by using the more than 100-year-old technique of in vitro muscle tissue growth. The process of making cultivated meat is similar to brewing beer, in that this is an industrial cell culture process based upon well-hewn fermentation technology. However, instead of growing yeast or bacteria, animal cells are grown. It starts by taking a small amount of cells from high-quality livestock animals, like a cow or chicken, and then figure out which of those cells have the ability to multiply and form delicious meat food products. From there, the cells are put in a clean and controlled environment and provide them with the essential nutrients they need to naturally replicate and mature. In essence, the conditions are recreated that naturally exist inside an animal's body so that the cells can continue growing. Once the meat is ready, harvest it, process it like conventional meat products, and then pack, cook or otherwise prepare it for consumption. Rearing livestock comes with a huge environmental impact. In fact, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations says that the total emissions from global livestock represented 14.5% of all greenhouse gas emissions, GHG, with cattle raised for beef and milk accounting for around 65% of the livestock sector's emissions. Then there's land and water use to consider. Research states the production of 1 kilogram of beef requires 15,414 liters of water on average, while nearly 80% of the world's agricultural land is used for beef production, according to an article published by the University of Oxford's Our World in Data. Improved GHG emission efficiency has been proposed as one of the biggest potential advantages of cultured meat compared with conventional livestock systems. The researchers concluded, the climate impacts of cultured meat production will depend on what level of decarbonized energy generation can be achieved, and the specific environmental footprints of production. There is a need for detailed and transparent life cycle assessments of real cultured meat production systems. Based on currently available data, cultured production does not necessarily give license for unrestrained meat consumption. Is lab-grown meat healthier? When lab-grown meat reaches the shelves, it could be healthier than meat reared from livestock. According to researchers in the Journal of Scientific Research, this is due to the capability of the technology to modify the profile of essential amino acids and fats, and to be enriched in vitamins, minerals and bioactive compounds. More research needs to be done, but it could be healthier in the long run. The control factor comes into play, meaning the lab-grown meat would be created in a sterile environment versus concentrated animal feeding operations. There are fewer antibiotics and environmental impacts in lab-grown meats. Moreover, the future could have science altering and controlling the amount of fat or reducing cholesterol or even adding in heart-healthier fats instead, such as omega-3 fats, that usually come from fatty fish. Here are some health benefits of lab-grown meat. 1. Reduced foodborne illnesses. Traditional livestock farming is associated with the risk of foodborne illnesses caused by bacteria, such as E. coli and Salmonella. 1. Lab-grown meat production is a controlled process that significantly lowers the chances of such infections. 2. Elimination of antibiotics and hormones. In conventional animal farming, antibiotics and growth hormones are often used to promote animal growth and prevent diseases. 2. These substances can potentially enter the human food chain and contribute to antibiotic resistance. 2. With lab-grown meat, there is no need for antibiotics or growth hormones, leading to a cleaner and safer meat product. 3. Lower environmental impact. Traditional livestock farming has a substantial environmental footprint, contributing to deforestation, greenhouse gas emissions, and water pollution. 3. Lab-grown meat production requires fewer resources, such as land, water, and feed, making it a more sustainable option with reduced ecological impacts. 4. Reduced risk of zoonotic diseases. Zoonotic diseases are those that can be transmitted from animals to humans. 4. By reducing the need for large-scale animal farming, lab-grown meat could potentially lower the risk of zoonotic disease outbreaks. 5. Customizable nutritional profile. Since lab-grown meat is produced from animal cells, it is possible to manipulate the nutritional content to create meat products with specific health benefits, such as lower saturated fat content or higher levels of essential nutrients. And here are some of the key disadvantages to consider. Cost. Lab-grown meat is currently significantly more expensive to produce than conventionally farmed meat. The technology involved in culturing animal cells and creating a viable meat product is complex and resource-intensive, leading to higher production costs. As a result, the initial retail price of lab-grown meat might be prohibitive for many consumers. Scale-up and efficiency. Scaling up lab-grown meat production to meet consumer demand remains a significant challenge. While progress is being made, large-scale commercial production has not yet been achieved. Improving the efficiency of cell culture processes, reducing the reliance on expensive growth factors, and optimizing bioreactor systems are areas that require further research and development. Energy and resource intensive. The production of lab-grown meat requires considerable energy and resources, particularly in terms of maintaining stable cell cultures and providing the necessary nutrients for cell growth. Unless more sustainable methods are developed, this could limit its environmental benefits compared to plant-based alternatives. Complexity and safety concerns. The technology behind lab-grown meat involves complex biological processes, and ensuring product safety is critical. There is a need to verify the absence of harmful contaminants or pathogens in the final product and address any potential risks associated with cell culture, such as genetic mutations or unintended consequences of growth factors. Consumer acceptance. The acceptance and adoption of lab-grown meat by consumers will be a crucial factor in its success. Some people may have reservations about consuming meat that does not come from traditional livestock farming. Overcoming the psychological barriers and building trust in the safety and nutritional value of lab-grown meat may take time. Is lab-grown meat vegan? Technically, lab-grown meat isn't vegan. For a product to be classed as suitable for a vegan diet, it must not contain animal products or byproducts, and it can't be tested on animals. And, as we've detailed, lab-grown meat is created by growing animal cells taken from high-quality livestock animals. Approval in U.S. At long last, a sandwich made with lab-grown chicken may be on the menu, at least if you live in the U.S. Last week, the U.S. Department of Agriculture granted its first-ever approval of cell-cultured meat produced by two companies, Good Meat and Upside Foods. Both grow small amounts of chicken cells into slabs of meat, no slaughter required. It was the final regulatory thumbs up that the California-based companies needed in order to sell and serve their products in the U.S. The approval comes less than a year after the Food and Drug Administration declared the company's products safe to eat, and it represents a major milestone for the burgeoning cultured meat industry. But it doesn't mean lab-grown steaks will be hitting supermarket shelves tomorrow. For now, both companies have been given the go-ahead to sell strictly chicken products at a select handful of restaurants. They'll need additional approval to market cell-cultivated beef, pork or seafood. Thanks for watching.